Okay, so part two. You saw where everyone's at. You saw them, saw and heard that they were quiet. I'm outside on my porch now. I've been here for a few seconds. I'll wait a couple seconds longer, and then I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to knock on my own door. I'm going to knock pretty hard. I'm going to make it so that it's pretty difficult to not react to. And you know, if they do react, I'll show you what to do. If they don't, right, same thing. Is a dog fully crate trained if they're going to bark at noises outside of the crate? No. If your dog is outside of the crate and someone comes to your door and they want to alert you and they want to bark, that's fine. But when they're in their crate, they should understand this concept of, okay, this person has this under control. When I'm in here, I trust my handler, my trainer, my person to meet and greet things, and it's sort of an understanding that they should have, that when they're in the crate, that's not their job. I'm okay with dogs barking at certain things like this, for example, but not when they're in the crate. They don't need to. And if they do a little bit, you know, I'm not gonna go crazy. But for the ones that are just incessant, you know, and then they see the guests come in and they're still staring at them and they're still barking, not gonna work for me. So that all starts by practicing these reps, these mock visits, and getting them to a point where they're not interested in taking on that responsibility of reacting. Right? They're in the crate. That's full decompression time. I don't need it. I don't need you to wake me up in the middle of the night in the crate because you thought you heard a creak in the floor. Again, the white noise, things like that will help with that, but still, it's just not, you're relieved of your duties when you're in the crate. We don't need it. I certainly don't. They certainly don't. What are you going to accomplish? You can't even greet the thing. I'm sleeping. I put you in there for a reason, so I'm obviously going to be more aware of my surroundings if my dog's not here. If I did, you know, have them for that purpose. But yeah, so mock entry, mock visit. Let's see what we get. So I'm going to stomp on the steps a little bit, try and make this as natural as possible, and knock pretty hard and create some fake conversation when I enter. It's already much louder than I would ever enter, and normally when I enter I'm putting in this code for my house. I didn't lock that, right, so they don't get to hear that code and go, oh, it's this guy. They're just going to hear the door, which is different already. That hurt my knuckles a little bit, regardless of what it sounded like, so it was pretty loud. Hey, how you doing? Good to see ya. Lock the door, because I usually do that when guests get here. Hey, yeah, been a while, blah, 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 right? Stomp around. There's people here, there's people here, there's people here. What do I hear? What do I hear? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What do we do for nothing? We pay. We love nothing around here. I'm a big fan of nothing. So we still are laying down. We're still laying down. We're still laying down. Everybody's getting clicks. Everybody's getting treats. I'm giving 3 treats to everybody because of how well we did. Click, drop them in. Great job. Oh, this is always challenging with one hand. Oh, big man, because I know you're the barker. Good job, big man. Uh-huh. You get a couple more because you're bigger. Okay. Wasn't a lot of damage control to show you guys there. Dead silent. Honestly, I did not expect that. I don't normally stomp and knock that hard and do weird fake conversations with myself. So I was happy to see that. And why I like doing these mock leaves as well as the mock visits, because I can hang out here now. And when the cicadas aren't making me lose my mind, I can sit close to this window where they can't see me, and I can hear, right? I can hear if they start whining. I can hear if they start barking or something like that. And if I get that, they're expecting no one's home. So what do you think the last thing they're expecting is? To be disrupted, to be held accountable. They think I'm here on my own. This is what I want to do. No one's going to tell me otherwise. Not true, right? So when you hide outside, you do the mock leaves, you start to hear the whining. If it's to a point of self-soothing, if it's to a point where you can hear it, but it's not going to get other dogs riled up if you have them, or even if you don't, maybe they're going to be boarding at a facility somewhere or something. So at some point, that'll just be good behavior to not get other dogs riled up. Neighbors bringing in the garbage cans louder than the dogs. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, if it's at a low level that isn't going to disturb anything really, let them try and work it out. It's okay to try and, coach themselves through something, soothe themselves. That's the whole goal. But dogs struggle with that. That's why they're in training. So if it starts ramping up to a point where those decibels are building and you're like, okay, if I had another dog here, he'd probably be getting pretty annoyed by this, come right back inside, go over to the crate, negative marker, shh, enough. Something like that. I can even do a little clap. Shh. They stop. Toss them something for responding to you. Don't make a big party out of it. Toss them something for responding to you, or just click and say, "Good job." Preferably the latter. The further down the line we get on a phase treats out, and leave. Leave again. Do another mock exit. I'd be shocked if it took more than 2 times for them to go, okay, I should just be quiet in here. So, somebody's around, or somebody's going to be around, or you want that relinquishing of responsibility. When they're in the crate, they shouldn't care about much. They shouldn't care about much. You should be able to drop a bowling ball in the house and nothing should happen. They're no longer in active duty. So this exercise went fantastically. That's what I would do. Those are my negative markers if I needed it and it didn't go well. And then a lot of people, the next stage is, well, I want my dog to greet guests, to be able to hang out with guests, maybe not greet them. What do I do? How do I get to that point? So I always am loaded with dogs, and I'm not going to burden somebody with trying to be as good as I would need them to be around a house full of dogs. That's just not fair. They're going to make too many mistakes. It's understandable, but it's not. It's just setting everyone up to fail. We don't need to. We have puppies. We have dogs, and everyone here in training. I'm not going to ask a random friend of mine, hey, come in the house, and just ignore these animals that want nothing but your attention while they're loose in the house, and do everything right and do just like a trainer would do. That's ridiculous. So if your dog does have trouble greeting, if it's jumping, if it's barking, if it's just generally being a bit of a nuisance to a guest, nothing wrong with the crate. Nothing wrong with the crate for the initial stage of it. And if they can be in that crate and it looks like that, if they can be in that crate and they're just laying down, oh hey, there's a thing there. I'm off duty. I'm just observing that. Then we can let them out. When we let them out, check their impulse control at the gate. Open, they try to run, close. If you want to put in your verbals, you can put in your wait there. Open, wait. They're ready. I just snap. Snap, clap, something like that. Free, if you want to use your free word, that's fine. I don't usually use it there because they can stay in the crate if they want, if you use free, and I'm trying to call them out intentionally. So call them out and see how they do. If you know they're prone to jumping, leave a slip lead on them, right? So slip lead in the crate, you come in, make sure they're calm. If they're not calm, mark them down until they're calm. Test the impulse control at the gate. The lead will be already on. Let them come out. If you need to, foot on the lead if they're jumpers. If they're just all in their space too much, foot on the lead regardless. They maintain control, right? They neutralize. They have their own self-control. They offer a sit. They offer, slack leash, release the lead. Don't need a lot of vocals. It's already a stressful situation. The dog's going to be thinking a million miles a minute. This person is new. The situation is new. It's challenging. I don't do this every day. This is super rewarding for them. Less talking, the better. Just relax. They can greet the guests. They can be just fine with it all. And then once they greet and everything's all well, my last piece of advice for the guests would be, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it with the dog. Don't high-pitched voice it. Don't cheerleader it. Don't get down and wrestle with the dog. That's going to make everything we worked on prior to that, which is all just moments of control and impulse control and soothing and de-escalating and proper adaptive awareness. That's going to make all that go out the window right away. It's just going to confirm all their anxiousness and say, guess what? If you get through all this, you're going to get a screaming, overexcited person to see you, and that's never what we want to communicate. So, great exercise, A+ all around. Let me know if you guys got any questions. Thanks.